How ruthless is the most ruthless person you have ever seen? I was this quiet chess kid who never bothered anyone at school. One day after biology class, Mrs. Walker asked me to stay and clean up the lab because some idiot had spilled chemicals everywhere. I was alone scrubbing beakers when I heard the door open. I figured it was a janitor, so I kept working. The next morning, I got called to Principal Davis's office. She had this weird look on her face like she'd already made up her mind about something. She accused me of stealing $200 from her purse. I just stared at her. I didn't even know she had a purse in the science lab. I'd never stolen anything in my life, but she wasn't listening. She kept saying the money was there before I stayed after class and gone when she checked the next morning. She suspended me pending a hearing. My parents went ballistic when they got home. Dad was screaming about how embarrassed he was, and Mom kept asking where I hid the money. They didn't believe me when I said I was innocent. Kids at school started calling me thief. Someone wrote it on my locker in permanent marker. I ate lunch alone for weeks. My sister Becca drove home from college when she heard what happened. She's 3 years older and way smarter than me. She requested the security footage from that night. Principal Davis said the cameras were under maintenance that day. Convenient, right? But Becca didn't give up. She found out the janitor, Mr. Torres, saves footage on his personal drive before the system wipes it every week. He felt bad for me and handed over the file. What we saw made our blood boil. The footage showed Principal Davis going into the lab around 4 that afternoon. She left her purse on the counter near the air vent while she gathered some papers. The vent was running full blast, and you could see a few bills getting sucked up into it. She came back an hour later looking frantic. She was on her hands and knees, searching everywhere. Then she just stopped and stared at the vent. You could literally see the moment she realized her money was gone. But instead of admitting she messed up, she sat there thinking for like 10 minutes. Then she pulled out her phone and made a call. We couldn't hear what she said, but her face looked determined. Evil, even. The next part was the worst. She opened her desk drawer and pulled out some papers. Financial reports. Becca explained later that the school district had been investigating missing funds for months. Principal Davis was already under review for questionable expenses. She needed someone to blame and fast. She picked the quiet chess kid who'd been alone in her lab. The perfect scapegoat. Becca and I showed the footage to my parents. Dad actually apologized for not believing me. We took it to the school board meeting that Thursday. Principal Davis was there looking confident until Becca pulled up the video on her laptop. Her face went white when she saw herself losing the money. But you know what she did. She claimed the footage didn't prove I didn't take money from somewhere else. She said maybe I found cash that fell and kept it instead of reporting it. She twisted everything to make me still look guilty. The school board quietly asked her to resign, but they never made a public statement. No apology to me, no clearing my name. They just transferred me to another district because it would be, quote, best for everyone, unquote. Best for her reputation, maybe. I had to start over at a new school in the middle of freshman year. Lost all my friends. Had to join a new chess club. Had to explain to new teachers why I transferred mid-year.